I'm Brady Zenz.
And I'm Ben Stone, and this is the 12-6 podcast.
Today we're going to be recapping the 2022 offseason so far, such as with the names such as Dansby Swanson, Kodai Senga, Carlos Rodon, Carlos Correa, JD Martinez, and Justin Turner, and Justin Verlander. So,
Some
Ben,
big names.
yeah, what are your thoughts on all these deals? Do you like them? Do you not like them? Which ones do you like more?
Well, I think they're good for the sport because it's high AAV. Most of them have got the big names, let's say like Correa, Rodon, Dansby. They've gotten over 25 AAV annual salaries. And they've gotten some good long year deals. Verlander hasn't. 2 years. He's going on his 40-year-old season, but Cy Young, 1.75 ERA, great deal for the Mets. They just lost to Grom, and they're getting the other Cy Young winner. So, I mean, why wouldn't you want that? He's gonna get you some innings, lots of innings, and lots of strikeouts, and he just won a World Series. So I would do the same thing the Mets did.
Yeah, my two personal favorite deals so far have been the Dansby Swanson deal. It might have been a little bit of an overpay, but 25 mil a year, that's a pretty solid deal for 7 years. And then on top of that, I also love the JD Martinez deal. You're paying him $10 million, and he is a great batting average hitter. You replace Joey Gallo, who's getting more money somehow than JD Martinez. I don't understand that, but I think the Dodgers got a really good deal there.
Where do you think JD's gonna play this year? Is he gonna DH, play
DH.
outfield?
I think
Okay,
probably DH. I
so
mean,
then
if they don't have another outfielder, they can probably put him in over Trace Thompson if they really want to. I don't think Trace Thompson's gonna do all that great for the entire season, but JD Martinez has proven he's a very consistent hitter.
yeah, for sure.
So the Verlander deal, that's a lot of money to be giving someone that's 40 years old. 2 years, he's getting $86 million. I mean, yeah, he did just win the Cy Young, but it's like, are you really banking on a 42-year-old to do that?
I think he's a proven winner, and like others, they can definitely do it. Um, he's a Cy Young winner of multiple times. You like pitchers have gone on to do this thing where they can pitch onto their 40-year-old season and be just fine, you know. So I think with this deal, I think this is perfect. He's in New York. Kate Upton needs to be in New York, so
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be perfect for him.
Another deal that I like was the Kodai Senga deal. The Mets getting a really like a steal there. 5 years, $75 million. If he can repeat what he did in the Japanese leagues in the MLB, that is going to be probably the biggest fleece in MLB history. I mean, 5 years, 75 mil. He's getting 15 million a year. That is insane.
And that's a snag because their rotation's amazing already. They just replaced DeGrom with Verlander and Scherzer and now Senga and Quintana. That's just like that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's like you got options everywhere. Now with like if they, I think they're gonna win the division. I think if whoever they go against, who's gonna tee off of them. So I all of them are playoff pitchers. So I think and they know how to pitch in the playoffs. So I think they got this. I think it's the Mets. It's the Mets' year to win this, and the Padres win.
Yeah, I mean, Mets are completely win now because you got
Yeah,
Scherzer who's almost 40, you got Verlander who's almost 40. They have a lot of older people on the offense. Count out like Lindor, McNeil, and Alonso, and a lot of the other people are kind of up there in age. But that I think the Mets offseason has been pretty solid so far. You also have Francisco Alvarez and Brett Beatty, both very young, very talented prospects. So I don't think they're in too much of an age ordeal there. But another deal that's kind of a big deal, Justin Turner to the Red Sox.
yeah. Where so Devers is gonna play DH?
No, I think Devers will be the starting third baseman, and Turner will be DH.
I think it's gonna switch. I don't think Devers is a great third baseman, and Turner is a great third baseman. So I think Turner's gonna start.
I do like Justin Turner a lot, though. I think he really has some good contact skills, but I don't know why they signed him to a 2 year deal. Are they expecting Devers to maybe leave in free agency this offseason? I if he does leave though, it's a good job on them getting Justin Turner on a 2-year deal just for that extra security.
So they let all these people walk and trade all their best players, and they're waiting for Devers to sign back. What what makes the Red Sox think that they're gonna get Devers after they just let all their best players walk in free agency and they trade their players? What do you think?
Yeah, I don't like what the Red Sox GM's really done at all. It's terrible. You let all of your best players go. And then on top of that, you signed Trevor Story, which I guess it's not entirely his fault that Story hasn't panned out. But we saw in his last season with the Rockies, he wasn't even that good offensively. So they signed him to a big deal that offseason, and he still wasn't even that great. So I mean, I really don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, for sure.
Another deal that we could talk about, Carlos Rodon recently signed just the other day to the Yankees. I mean, what can you say there, really? He deserves it. 6 years, $162 million. He's a great pitcher. Giants really made kind of a mistake by not re signing him. They signed Correa, though. Like, we'll get into talking about that. What are your thoughts on the Rodon deal?
I think that's perfect for the Yankees. He's not a big home run guy. He's pitched to contact and strikeouts, and he's a proven winner for the Giants. He was their horse last year. He brought them a lot of wins. I mean, the Yankees are only getting better, and they just signed Judge too. So this is a big deal with him getting 27 million per year. I deal. I'd sign that all day.
I mean, their pitching rotation is top five in the league. You got Garrett Cole, Carlos Rodon, Luis Severino, Nestor Cortez. Those are four very scary guys. Those are
Frankie Montas too.
Yeah, who's a solid pitcher. That is a very good rotation. I think that's probably the best in the league.
Yeah, for sure. I think Mets and Yankees rival each other. It's gonna be a good Subway Series.
Yeah, for sure. The last one of the last people we'll get to here is Carlos Correa, signing a huge 13-year, $350 million deal. The Giants didn't get Aaron Judge. They didn't get the main guy that they wanted, so they just went out and got Carlos Correa. I still don't think their team's very good, though, personally.
I still think that's an 80-win team. I don't see them getting much better. There's nothing there that tells me that they're gonna go far in the playoffs. I think they still end up in third, maybe fourth. With the Diamondbacks coming, they're looking good. The Diamondbacks, I think, will end up in third place. And coming years, I think the Diamondbacks definitely get in the wild card. Maybe they've got a good future ahead of them for sure.
Yeah, I just don't really see them getting ahead of the Giants this year. The Giants, with Correa, I think they could be a third place team. I see them 83 wins, maybe. I mean, you're in one of the hardest divisions in the entire league, if not the hardest.
Yeah.
And your offense just isn't good. Your offense isn't good. You have Carlos Correa, who's a solid bat. Mitch Haniger, he's a solid bat. But, like, you got Jock Peterson, solid. They're not, like, these people are not going to like, the pitchers that are facing them aren't going to be terrified of this lineup. They're just not.
No, no. And when you look at the Padres lineup, it's stacked. 1-5, 1-9. You already know what's gonna happen with Tatis, Bogart, Soto, Machado. That's just what are you gonna do?
Yeah, top to bottom, the Padres and Dodgers lineup is just so much better than the Giants. The Giants have 1 through maybe 4, and the rest are just not it. Like I can barely even name other people in their lineup.
Oh. Well, I think the Giants for sure should get Brandon Crawford back. That's their guy. I think for sure they need him for leadership roles. I know Correa's that leader, but Correa should move to third for maybe the year, half the year. Bench Crawford for half of it.
I
He's
mean,
a giant. He's been their guy for so long.
yeah, but it's just at this point, it's not even about that. You want to win, you're gonna put Crawford at third and Correa at shortstop. That makes your team better. You're less worried right now about like leadership in the past. You want to win now, you're gonna put Crawford at third and keep Correa at short.
They're kind of a win now team from their decisions before because they got older guys. It's not like they have a young team like the Dodgers kind of, and the Padres have a young electric team. The Giants are old. It's like Evan Longoria, all these guys. Mike Yastrzemski is kind of old.
Yeah,
He's like, was it 32 or something?
yeah.
They're only getting older. They're not getting younger. So this team needs to rebuild. I think with Correa coming here, this wasn't a smart move because they need to pay someone younger coming up. You know,
Yeah, I mean they have Tyro Estrada, who's he was in the Rookie of the Year voting last year. Um, I mean he's not a game changer, but he's a younger guy for this team. They have some younger guys in the minors that are solid, but they don't really have huge top prospects. I mean they do have Luis Matos. He's a very good prospect, but
yeah,
he's not going to come up this year. Maybe next year, but like right now they're as it stands they're a win now team and they're not ready to win. This is a win now team that can't win.
yeah. I don't know what Correa was thinking on this one because I like the player, good leader, good athlete, Gold Glover. You can do it all, win championships, but I don't know where he was thinking about going to San Francisco. This came out of the blue for me. I thought he was going to be a Yankee or something.
Yeah, he did the same thing last year with the Twins. I didn't see that happening at all. It didn't make sense. Still doesn't really make too much sense to me. It's not like it was a prove it deal or anything. He had proven with the Astros he's a very very good player. So I mean, still ended up getting his cash though, so I don't think he cares. But very interesting. And the Giants 13 years. I mean, they're completing the rebuild by then, I guess, but um that
But
I
he
don't
be
know.
the end of it
Yeah, it's good for them to win now. I just don't think they're gonna win now.
for sure. I just don't see him. I see him at best a third place team, and at worst a fourth place team. So they're in the middle of those two. So I don't know.
I think they're steady third. I feel like the Diamondbacks won't do as good as we think. I do. I'm very high on the Diamondbacks' future, though. I really do
Yeah,
think they'll have a good future. And another person we haven't really talked too much about, Xander Bogarts.
yeah,
He signed that deal. We were on our first episode when he signed it. We didn't talk too much about it, but it's a great deal for the Padres. A lot of people are saying that that means they're going to trade Tatis. It's not going to happen. It just doesn't make sense. All these Yankees fans think that they're going to trade for him. It's just not going to happen. Especially for the Yankees, it doesn't make sense because I mean, yeah, you guys have a lot of money, but the payroll with him, Garrett Cole, Stanton, Judge, it just would not work out.
yeah. And Tatis is still the face of their franchise. He has murals all over the San Diego cities. He's their guy. He's been locked up for a little bit, and I think with this PED use did not help at all. He he's not a very trustworthy guy at the moment, but he's still that player. He's electric. He'll show off. He's cocky, but he's a great player. And when he's on the field, he's a top five player for sure. And with him being in the outfield, will only make him better. So I just he has a great arm. He just didn't know how to use it at shortstop because he'd make so many errors. But he has a great glove, and a great hitter. He can hit for average and get to the spots where he needs to on defense and hit for power. He's Mr. Padre. He's the new Mr. Padre, but he's not the contact hitter Tony
Yeah,
Gwynn was.
like left field is going to be a better position for Tatis. Um, Obviously, like you said, didn't show off the glove and arm too much at short. Like he has a good arm, just not good accuracy. I think
Yeah.
left field, where it's a lot less busy than shortstop, where he's gonna have to make less of hard, accurate throws. I think that'll only help him. So I think he'll improve a lot in left field with his defense. Xander Bogarts at shortstop. I mean that bolsters this team so much,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they're gonna win the West. I mean the Dodgers signed Thor, um, Martinez. Those have kind of been their only deals.
With the new addition, Xander Bogaerts. That's a four defensive run saved over there. That's pretty good. And with Kim being an almost Gold Glove winner last year, he's terrific. He's gonna only play second base. That's a great duo. That's a lot of double plays. Padres just need to worry about getting on the ground because they got Gold Glover Machado. They got Xander at short, Kim at second, and let's see where Cronenworth plays. Probably first base, where he has played before. So I'm intrigued to see this infield. I think it's the best infield in baseball. I can't wait to see this combo. It's
Yeah,
gonna
with
be great.
Machado too. I mean, you didn't even talk about Machado,
Yeah,
and without him, that's still one of the best infield defenses in the entire MLB.
and he might opt out next year, which is crazy.
Yeah, I heard that. I just don't. If they sign Juan Soto to a long term deal, that just doesn't make sense for Machado. It's not like he's getting paid 10 mil a year. He's getting paid a lot of money too. So it doesn't make sense
30.
for him to opt out.
Yeah, I don't see that. If he wants to make the Padres better and win a championship in San Diego, like he said, then what's the point of opting out? You're making your almost one of your best players leave and walk to go to another team. Don't you want to just keep winning and not opt out? You're already making 30 million per year. What's the point?
Yeah, would you rather get paid 35 and be on a team that's going to be a first round exit, or 30 and be on a team that's definitely going to contend for a World Series? I mean,
Yeah,
like, it doesn't make sense.
I think it's their year or the Mets. It's just they got this.
And he seems to like being in San Diego. I like
Yeah, I don't know why he would opt out. It's just, maybe to get more
maybe
money from the Padres, but they're trying to get Soto locked up too.
and maybe like because of the Tatis thing, maybe he feels like he doesn't like Tatis as much as a friend anymore. But I don't know.
Maybe he wants to play short. I don't know. What's he?
I don't
know
think
the
that.
thought process there.
Yeah,
He played short before for the Orioles a little bit. So what's
and the
he? I don't know.
Dodgers
Yeah. So where is he trying to? I'm trying to think of his thought process here. Where is he like
doesn't make
wanting
sense.
to go?
I did see this video though. If they don't lock up Juan Soto, then a lot of the players from free agency said that they don't want to go there because if they don't re-sign Juan Soto, then and Machado can opt out. Then it would just be them and Tatis, and you don't really have any other star players, so
Yeah.
you don't know exactly where that franchise is going. It could lead right back to a rebuild. So, but I definitely think they got to lock up Juan Soto. I'm surprised they haven't done it yet. I mean, you traded all those prospects for him, and you haven't even locked him up yet.
I think by the All Star game maybe or trade deadline, he's gonna get that bag for probably 12 years, 13 years, like a lot more than the Correa deal with the same amount of years probably. I just Machado better resign or not opt out. My bad.
Now, my guess for the Padres is Juan Soto doesn't want to sign the deal right now, and the Padres do because he's coming off of a very like not good year. So I think they're trying to rush him into a deal right now so they can get him at his lowest value. But he wants to prove himself. He wants to show that he's back to that player that he was with the Nationals and get more money.
He's definitely regressed in hitting this year, hitting like 246.
Yeah.
Not as many home runs, but still won the home run derby, which was great to see. But that just shocked me off of the season he had. He came back from a season where he was in the top three in the MVP the year before.
Yeah, just
He just regressed a lot. Where I was hoping for a better season for him in Washington and San Diego, and I think this is the year he comes back, and he better get that Gold Glove like they put him up for the top three of finalists.
yeah, I don't see that.
Well,
But
I don't
I
know where
mean,
that came.
as
But I love Juan
as as an Angel fan, I was kind of happy that he was playing bad because everyone was saying Juan Soto is going to be better than Mike Trout after this season, and I knew that wasn't true. I knew Trout is too good. Like people are underestimating him. He's kind of getting underrated at this point.
He's
So
underrated.
the fact that people are trying to say Juan Soto is going to be better than him, or some people think that he already is better than him. And I'm like, how can you possibly think that after that just atrocious season when Mike Trout just won the Silver Slugger playing like 110 games?
Yeah, that's crazy because Trout had a 10 and a half WAR as a rookie and was second in MVP. maybe should have won that instead of Miguel Cabrera's Triple Crown MVP win. So I don't know where I see the hype, of course. Soto's electric, perfect for San Diego, but he's not Trout. No one's Trout.
No.
I want everyone to know that because he can play defense so well, rob home runs. He's smart. He knows how to play the game the right way,
And I'll
and he hits
say
bombs.
I'll say this. I think nobody's Mike Trout yet. I was really a big Ronald Acuna fan. I thought he was better than Juan Soto coming into this year,
Yeah.
but he also had a pretty bad year. I mean, I know he's coming off of injury, and I'm really rooting for him to get back. I mean, I really like him. I really like him and the Braves. I like what they've got going with all these young players, signing them to long-term deals already. It's a very smart GM move. So I really am hoping he and Juan Soto can bounce back. So
I heard something where there was a discussion with Acuna and the Padres, even with a Soto signing. That would that would be amazing.
I'd have to assume those talks have ended because I mean
I would, I would think so.
you're moving Tatis over to the left after signing Bogarts. So I think those talks have ended.
Well, Tatis played right before, so don't you think he'll go right back to where he played before?
Well, then you have Acuna, Tatis, and Juan Soto, and then you got
Tatis,
Bogarts and Machado. So it's awful because you can't pay all those people. They're gonna be gone. So I mean, it's not really any point in giving up your entire future and prospects just for like 1 or 2 good years.
both Tatis and Acuna can definitely play centers, so I feel like they could switch off and be just fine
But
instead of going left.
I'm just gonna end this
They,
conversation now. Acuna is not gonna go to the Padres. He's not.
which it would be interesting. It would be
It would be
interesting.
interesting, but it would not happen. It just wouldn't happen. Because
Then that's just fine.
especially because the Braves are also in the NL, obviously, they don't want to have to go up against Ronald Acuna, Juan Soto, Fernando Tatis, Manny Machado, Xander Bogarts. They don't want to face that in the playoffs.
Well, the Braves gave up Freeman to the Dodgers, but not trade,
I
obviously.
mean,
But
yeah, they that wasn't the plan.
yeah, I mean, maybe it could happen with Acuna.
But that
I'm
doesn't
not
that
a
also doesn't make sense.
obviously I'm an Angels fan,
That
so
doesn't make
I don't know.
sense for the Braves either, though, because they're like they want to win. They're going for the future, like future, but like not like prospects, but like young guys that are ready to win now. So it just doesn't make sense to trade Acuna.
Acuna's cheap right now. He already signed a contract. He's not.
Yeah, but they're
Very-
they're gonna be signing it. They got him for a few more years. I don't see a reason they would ever trade him.
Maybe he doesn't play as well, and the Padres go grab him.
I
That
don't
could
know.
happen.
I just don't think that's gonna happen.
I don't think it's gonna happen at all. I heard a rumor. All right.
All right. So I think that's pretty much all the recap there is to do. So with that, thank you for watching. This was the 12-6 podcast.